So I was originally thinking, well, I'm not going to talk about anything besides working out when I do these, when I post these videos, because I didn't want to mess up the mood or something like that. But I'm kind of changing my mind. Today I was just going to talk a little bit about my Tourette syndrome, which you're typically you're typically not going to see when I post these videos because the most visible sign is Tourette syndrome is motor tics. And for me, I shake my head sometimes. Sometimes I do funny little twitches with my elbows. But it's something that I don't do while I'm actually lifting. I'll do it. I'll do it before a set and possibly after a set, especially before, I think, because there's a little more anxiety going into a heavy set. I'm just really, thinking about it and thinking about am I going to be able to, do what I want to do on that set. Tourette syndrome it's generally believed to be hereditary. It is not something you can catch. It's something that first starts to manifest in early childhood. I think I was probably 6 or 7 when I started showing symptoms, and it got worse through the teen years, and then it started to diminish. Although I think it's been on my mind because I've had a little bit of an increase in some of those tics over the last few months. I'm still trying to tease out the reasoning for that. It's something about it that a lot of people don't know is that it also has an effect, can have an effect on a person's emotional state, and can make people possibly have a short temper or something like that. And that is something that in my late teens, early 20s, I really worked very, very hard to learn to suppress. And I think that I've been quite successful at that. Most people consider me to be an extraordinarily calm person. And I think a big part of that is partially I've decided, it was something that I wanted to suppress those impulses because I didn't like that part of me. But the exercise really also helps to even me out, sort of psychologically. So I do generally do some kind of exercise every day. I'll lift weights. I bike to work. I'll go for a jog, and sometimes I'll do more than one of those things. Sometimes I'll go for a short jog or maybe a little walk with the dog, even on my weightlifting days. Didn't get a chance to do it today, but go out tomorrow. And it's something that in my teen years, when things were at their worst, my mom took me to a doctor, and he was a geneticist over at City of Hope. So he wasn't a neurologist, but he was studying and researching Tourette syndrome, and he put me at first on clonidine, which is a medication that is used for blood pressure. The reason it works for blood pressure is because Clonidine suppresses the central nervous system. It's a central nervous system depressant. And so, in doing so, it can also suppress some of the urges, the stimulation that creates the less attractive features of Tourette syndrome. I was fortunate that that worked for me because, and I was a kid back then, so I didn't have the medical knowledge that I have now. But a lot of the second-line drugs that are used for Tourette syndrome and are still used are antipsychotic drugs, and those things have much more severe side effect profiles. The clonidine, mainly, the only side effect profile that I was aware of was the fact that I had to get up slowly. I think because I was a young kid, very active, athletic, and then I had something that was pushing my blood pressure down further. So I would get dizzy spells if I got up too fast. But it's a lot better than some of the potential side effect profiles that some of the other antipsychotics have. And I guess that's something that I'll address a little bit more in the next video, because that's concerning.